I'm tired of Ace Metaphor. I'm tired of Ace Metaphor. I'm tired of looking at this gap-toothed visage yapping incessantly, telling these women all kind of bullshit and stuff. And it's okay. It's not that well, I do hate that he's telling women all this bullshit and everything and lying to them and stuff. And I think it's okay because they don't bring anything to the table. They really don't. And shit, except trauma and bills and shit. And, mental instability and health risk in a variety of manners and shit, okay? But like I hate looking at Ace Metaphor and I hate everything associated and related to him. It's trash and garbage. Okay, you people are the dregs of humanity and shit. If you listen to anything that this motherfucker says and take it to heart, then you are the dregs of humanity and shit. You should accept your role. Okay, you're essentially selling yourself back into slavery and shit, okay? Of a malignant mindset and shit, a mindset of lack and shit. Ace Metaphor, you call us Dusties when you're the ultimate Dusty and the ultimate simp and shit, pandering and shit. And I don't believe you believe 1/4 of the shit that comes out of your motherfucking mouth. So much so that if I was a man of exorbitant means, uh, I would hire a number of attorneys to get in touch with you simply to bring you in front of me so that you could take a polygraph test and I can ask you a battery of questions based on the things you've said online to find out whether or not, for my own interest, purient interest, to find out whether you believe any of the shit you've told these black women over the years. I would like to know. And, I'm not saying that somehow would get leaked online, but I'm tired, man. Like, I'm beyond feeling, I used to feel angry when I watched these clips and shit, but I know you're a goofy, Daffy Duck ass nigga, cake ass nigga, as Corey Holcomb would say and shit. You was all cake. Okay, your ass, you pussy cake, motherfucker. Go to a Diddy party or something, man. Go somewhere, man. I'm tired and shit. I'm tired of these coons, and I'm tired of anybody that listens to these motherfuckers on these idiot road shows that they like to do and shit and pander to all these, spreading ignorance across the country, basically, is throughout this supposed community and shit. We need a break. Okay, Ace. Okay, I don't know what you do for a living during the day and shit, man. We need a break, man. Can you save up a few your scam checks? You make from scamming, childish women and sit on your ass for like at least 6 months to a year. Yeah, do you got it like that, motherfucker? Like we need a break, Ace. You need a break, man. You could have like a private Zoom meeting with all your idiots and shit, so that we could clean this shit up, man. You need a colonic and shit, a spiritual one, and one on the tip of a combat boot and shit, like not even a jungle boot. The full leather combat boot needs to be lodged in your area of your place of business down there. Sending you flying right over the fence. Okay? My God, man. My God. What the fuck? There will always be a Umar type charlatan, in the supposed black community shit because you people finance your own ignorance, your own downfall and shit. You finance this shit. Okay? You ask for this shit. And you wonder why nobody don't take your motherfucking ass serious and why they out of pocket and talk to you crazy outside of the bubble that is the supposed community, which quote unquote, is a petri dish with a Tupperware lid on it. And for some of you and I to know, a petri dish is where they keep, germs and shit. Where these things are studied and, you know, under a microscope and shit. Okay, and I just say a Tupperware lid because when I was growing up, some women had taken to selling these Tupperware containers to make extra money. It's a quote unquote side hustle, among other things. Right? And I think it's appropriate because Tupperware was a cheap plastic container and shit. A petri dish contains all kind of germs and virulent infections and shit. And the Tupperware lid signifies the cheapness of the community beneath it. Where Ace Metaphor makes us dime and shit. It's 3 pieces of silver. You know, pandering to childish, stupid ass women and shit. Okay, I have nothing but disdain and shit. I'm glad that I'm an elder statesman of this community and shit. If I was much younger and shit, I could have my way with anyone in the community and shit, if I was a criminal mindset. But I am tragically not. I'm tragically a humanitarian first and foremost and shit. And I'm black first and shit because I'm black. Right? I'm medium black. Okay, I'm not blue black or nothing. I'm not, I'm not a yellow bone. And I'm not white as fuck. I ain't bleaching my face. And I wish Ace Metaphor would do some of this shit. I want to cut one of his eyebrows off and shit or do something. When I was a kid growing up and shit, like like in the old days, like the late '70s, I remember that gang members used to wear jackets that said that what gang they were on it. And I grew up in the South Side of Chicago, right? So it was the Black Gangster Disciples, predominantly in the area that I lived in. They had black skater jackets with yellow like rims on it, at least the ones that I saw. And it had Disciple written on top of them, big block letters and shit. And they had a Star of David underneath that shit. And they were unabashedly walking around with that shit on, like the movie The Warriors, right? But the point I'm trying to make is like, if they caught somebody false flagging and shit, they would beat the shit out of them and carve a Star David in their fucking forehead. And the reason they did that so that everybody would see it and know that they were a mark and a target and shit, Ace. You know? I feel the same way today and shit. I never was in a gang or anything. I was a career. I got rolled so many times growing up and shit, man. And I'm proud to say that mostly between 4 to 6 people usually rolled me and shit. I was always attacked in groups, rarely one on one and shit. And that being said, I did my street cred and shit, whether you like it or not and shit. And I like to say that I think Ace Metaphor is a carpetbagging piece of shit. And I feel sad he tell these women this, but when I look at the women he's talking to and the women that listen to him, they ain't worth shit. And nobody should be upset when he's saying this shit. I shouldn't be upset myself, but I feel the need to say something. I never talked about this gap tooth motherfucker at length and shit. I don't talk about this gap tooth goofy looking ass at LinkedIn right now and shit. I actually have a gap in my motherfucking teeth. And, I think he should be kicked out of the union. I want to fill his shit in before I curb stomp his ass and shit. Spiritually speaking, right? You gotta stay within standards and practices and shit. But I'm tired of listening to this bullshit. You women have unrealistic standards that you don't measure up to. When I hear a woman talking about giving me some cash app or talking to me or paying my bills or some bullshit, I always look at them. I go try to find out a picture of them from head to toe and try to look at the whole shit and try to decide if they were actually worth what they were asking for. 9.9 out of 10 this shit are not. Okay? A lot of y'all fucked up. And some of y'all damn very shameful shit. Make me laugh my motherfucking ass off easily and shit. And I wish I was Thanos and shit with that yellow fucking glove on if you get my drift. I'd snap my fingers, get rid of all these motherfuckers and shit. Leave people with common sense. It's time. The era of the porch monkey needs to come to an end. Starting with Ace Metaphor, because he's the porch monkey. He's sitting up there yapping. I seen this guy like doing some kind of promo video where he was telling women to date as many men as humanly possible until they find the one with the bag and shit. Just saying the shit. He's like smiling while he's doing it. He looked like a black coon, big lip version of Daffy Duck and shit doing this shit. He looked like I hate his ass. Okay. I feel like getting them. I feel like getting them. I say, look, dude, you do this the easy way or the hard way, motherfucker. You gonna take this polygraph test. I wanna know if you believe what you tell these stupid ass black women and shit. Okay, they stupid and motherfucker. All right, who you talking to and shit? We have to. I used to back in the day, like 35 plus years ago. I used to always think that if there was ever going to be a resurgence of black pride in the black community, you would have to start in the areas where the worst and most ignorant people are and fix that shit first, and then radiate outwards and shit. You have to reclaim the unwashed masses, as it were. I don't feel that way today and shit. I used to even say shit like this to bring back this. They used to have a program called RIF, Reading is Fundamental. And I said, like, man, just take your ass in the projects, all these shanty towns and shit. Teach these motherfuckers how to read and do their taxes and do the censor, the censorship. You know what I mean. But sorry, I'm at a lost word. I just started laughing. I was mad when I started recording this shit, but I was mad when I started recording this shit. But then the more I look at this nigga face, the more I laugh at shit. Cause I can see him sweating it out when I'm sitting in front of him, not threatening, not physically imposing somebody like him and shit. We're on a par. We're the same. But I like if I start talking to him, tell him how I really feel outside of this platform and shit, man, like look them dead in the eye and shit, man, he be sweating his ass off. I make people nervous and shit when I'm smiling. And I'm not selected. I was a career victim of criminals in the south side of Chicago and shit. I was summarily rolled and excoriated all my whole life until I left. I was treated like shit and made invisible, but I still intimidated people enough to where they didn't feel comfortable fucking with me unless there was more than one of them and shit. And what does that say about the motherfuckers? They would mess with a non-select career victim of criminal and malfeasant behavior. Luckily, not sexual shit. Okay, they protected my shit. All right, no. I ain't having a Justin Bieber's moment or nothing. Some of these motherfuckers tried that shit too. It got lumped up. Okay. Yeah, you never know what you're doing until you're back against the wall and shit. You know, the fight or flight and shit. I grew up in that with that mentality and shit. And I kind of settled into my invisibility and shit. It's problematic for me at sometimes and shit. That's the reason I use the avatar that I do. A shadowy figure with a glowing crest. That's me. It's me. Man, in real life, I'm just a guy. Ace Metaphor is just a guy and shit. He's just a guy talking shit, telling women what they want to hear because he don't like to do an honest day's work. He doesn't like to do shit. Okay, everything I've ever had or gotten shit I've earned. No one has given me shit. I have never asked anybody for shit. Everything I had gotten has been blood out of a rock and shit. So much so that, in my 56 years of life and shit, I felt today in 2025, the era of me being a nice and polite society is over. It's over, you know. And the people that know, they know who they are. Shit, the Ace Metaphors. The living version of, the Black Loki. Okay, it's like that nigga from the MCU, be fucking with Thor, his half brother and shit. It's like a Loki type nigga. I'm very familiar with like little, dingleberry black motherfuckers that they be smiling in your face and think you don't know who they are. Who they are the whole time and shit. The thing like Ace Metaphor, you never tell them that their mother came to you with your own parent and asked you to forgive them for their transgressions and shit. And yes, I am sending a message to someone besides Ace Metaphor shit, but he's the closest analogy I can make and shit. He's somebody of little consequence because he's a lazy black person that panders to ignorant people to make his dime. He's no better than a drug dealer. Okay, getting back on point, on mission and shit. Getting back on purpose. Kings. All right. I make these videos because I want you to have a point of reference. I don't care how many people hear this shit, but I want you to know someone out there gives a fuck about you enough to keep people from pocket watching your ass and shit. Keep their hands out of your pockets and your back door and shit. Okay, because they just the more you give, the more people take it. Shit. Okay, like me. Somebody like me, I'm a living black hole and shit. So you put your hand in my business and shit. That's like sticking your motherfucking hand in a collapsing neutron star, a black hole and shit. I swear to you. Okay. And I don't know. I think maybe it's divine design that I am not allowed to to be that metaphorical nigga Thanos and shit. Currently, maybe it's divine. I don't know. Maybe one day when I kick it upstairs and shit. The man upstairs will explain all this stuff to me, and I'll finally find peace in life and shit. While I'm here, though, I would like none of you to follow the footsteps that follow my footsteps at all. But you can listen to my voice and shit because I'm talking to you as one man to another, despite your age, despite your station in life and whatnot. Okay, I want you to know someone cares for you and look out for you. There's not an Ace Metaphor over here on this fucking platform talking to your ass and shit. It's me. Okay? It's me. Another black man just like you. Okay? Who's been down the road a bit and seen a dystopian future waiting and shit that I would like you to avoid, even as I sink into that shit to my unnecessary end. Much like that motherfucker at the end of that movie Logan and shit. Maybe I'm gonna end up impaled on a log or something. But as long as you run away while that shit happens, I don't give a fuck. Okay, that's how I dedicate myself to other black men. Because you got a raw deal in life and shit. They will expect you to carry the heavens upon your shoulder while they beat up your knees and shit and score at you and yell and stone your ass and shit. You still be making it. You still be winning and shit. Alright? You still be winning. I wanna see you win. And you ain't never gotta see me or know me or nothing. Okay? You ain't never gotta see shit. Now I said what I want for my own son, and my firstborn survivor at some level and shit. You know? I care. You think Ace Metaphor cares about anything other than aligning his pockets with quick, dirty money from ignorant women that are more akin to toddlers and petulant, spoiled children? Their entitlement is radioactive. It's almost nuclear. But hey, he don't care as long as he get his money and shit. At the end of the day, is Ace Metaphor really generating? Is he really creating generational wealth, or is he just, getting a mad money? He can go through the drive-through window of Burger King. He can walk through that bitch without a car and hope they give him some the food through the window. All right, now I'm gonna stop it right here and tell you, gentlemen, that I love each and every one of you in the spirit of brotherhood and fellowship and shit. Where there is none. All right. I love you, gentlemen. Okay, let us all survive and shit. If I can't make it myself, maybe you can survive. Okay, I got a raw deal. Alright, they was fucking with me before I even came out the womb and shit. They knew if I got in control, it's gonna be a Michael Corleone situation and shit, and it still might be. I don't know. I'll see what the universe. I'll pull the lever down. The shit is still spinning. I wait for it to stop. Until that thing stops and shit, I'll make these videos, okay? As long as I'm able. They're working on that shit too, okay? Shadow band to hell. That being said, I haven't done that in the last couple of videos. Keep your head on a swivel. Protect your bag, and above all else, and most importantly, do not make fallen women the stewards of your family. More importantly than that, do not make fallen women the mothers of your children, right? Because your children are your future. They are your legacy, all right? Until you take care, and I love you very much and shit. You guys go out and keep winning, all right? Keep winning, boys. Sorry, I mean boys. Keep winning, kings, all right? Ain't none of that shit over here, okay? SYSBM means save yourself, black man. All praise to the Most High.